Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Warmaster Barbael video, and guess who has 1700 cells to rank up Barbael? That's right, I do. So we're going to speed right through this, we're going to level him up, I'm going to go ahead and rank him up all the way to 130 right now, and then we're going to go ahead and go through all of his skills. Just keep in mind, when you actually get this monster, if you get this monster, you get his skills in a specific order. At rank 1, at level 105, he's going to get one skill, one particular skill. At rank 2, he's going to get another particular skill. At rank 3, another skill. And at rank 4, his final skill. And then at rank 5, he just gets stronger. He doesn't get a final 5th skill. But then again, like I mentioned in the previous video, for those of you that get the Warmaster in the very first week, you're going to be getting something else that's exclusive to you. So who knows what that's going to be. Like I said, it's going to be more information on Monday when Social Point does an actual announcement. So anyhow, let's finish this. And here he is. He is rank 5, even though it says rank 6. I can't believe that still hasn't been fixed. I can officially level up this monster to 130. So let's start feeding him and let's start looking at his new skills. And I seriously can't express how excited I am to see what this monster has to offer with his skills group 4 skills, because even at level 100 he is quite significant. And his first skill is Trait Covenant. Disables trait on one enemy, applies total blind to all enemies, requires cooldown. An automatic trait disable with total blind to everyone, and it deals a little bit of damage, not a lot. Costs 40 stamina, 3 chain cooldown. Let's get rid of Sightless Crowd. And I'm just really hoping that he has a strong AoE. That way you can capitalize on his trait, and that way you can make him an attacker. But I'm not sure if he's actually going to have that. So let's level him up to, let's level this monster up to 110 and see what he has to offer here. And let's hope it's something really good. Here we go. Master of Blind. Applies total blind to all enemies, gives 1 extra turn to itself. Wow, so this monster definitely is a master of control effects. He can total blind an extra turn, which, if you remember the other skills, the ones I'm going to give up right now, for example, Trait Treaty. If you run Master of Blind and Trait Treaty, you can apply the total blind, give yourself an extra turn, and then Trait Disable and apply the Ignition. I know ideally you want to do Trait Disable first and then Master of Blind. I guess it just depends on the order and when this monster actually gets his skills. But wow, he can do... So he essentially has 2 total blind skills, because I got rid of 1 total blind AoE. So he has 2 total blind AoEs. Wow, let's keep on going and see what else this monster has to offer. So far I'm not seeing any really strong attacks. It's just more denial, more control. Trait Covenant, Master of Blind. His next skill is Purifying Pact. Deals massive fire damage to one enemy, applies Sunburn and Ignite to all enemies. So this is pretty much going to OTK a single enemy monster while applying Sunburn and Ignite to all of his allies. Really powerful skill, way better than the other skills. But where is that AoE fire-based attack or special-based attack? Where is that strong 50 damage AoE that applies Ignition and Burn? That's what I'm waiting for. Otherwise, you won't be able to pull off a combo with this monster as an attacker and demise and then just obliterating everyone. You can still do it with a different attacker, but not with Barbael himself. He's more of a single killer from what I'm seeing. Spiritual Sight deals massive special damage once again to one enemy, applies immunity to blind, and removes all negative status effects from all enemies. So he's a monster that can even remove negative effects from your own team, which is what I was saying. You can pretty much run this monster however you want. Do you want to give him 3 speed runes to go first in total blind? Do you want this monster to be an attacker, give him some strength runes, and just capitalize on his strong attacks like Purifying Pact, massive fire damage, and then AoE DLT to everyone else? Or do you want to run this monster with team speed and just have him go last and then do whatever you need him to do? You can apply Master of Blind so he can total blind at the very end. You can get rid of negative effects if your team has negative effects, and even give your team a blind immunity, which is just a little extra. And this skill also deals damage. Maybe you can rainbow build him. Or honestly, he can just be a secondary attacker / supporter, because you can give him 2 team speed and strength and just have him go last, take out whatever monster he needs to take out with a single hit, and then at the same time have him provide whatever support he needs to provide. Because keep in mind that Master Blind, this blinds everyone and you get an extra turn. So you can deny and then still attack with Purifying Pact. That is powerful. That is so darn powerful. And so those are his 4 special skills. Once you get him to rank 4, you can get those skills. And then like I said, at rank 5, there's no new skills, but all you get is a ranked up monster, an even stronger monster. So let's take a look at this monster's stats once he's at 130. And then let's give him some runes and let's see how powerful he truly is. Let's go on info. His power is 4396. His life is 70,000 almost. It's 69,678. And his speed is 4508. Wow. And so before we actually give this monster runes, I want to bring him out into the adventure map to see how powerful he is. So let's start off by giving him a Samael Warrior boost. So now he has increased damage. He has his own trait of 50% boost. The 50% boost from Samael. And let's see what I want to do. Trait Covenant, really weak, it does 20 damage, although it still deals 13k, 12k depending on who I attack. Master of Blind deals 9,000, it's only 15 damage. Purifying Pact, massive damage, 70, 44k. This is against Panda Claws, and keep in mind, I don't have any runes, and all I have is my little boosts. And then Spiritual Sight, 65 damage, Very significant still, 41k against Panda Claws. So what I'm actually going to do is do Trait Covenant on Panda Claws to get rid of all of his traits and total blind everyone. So now they're all immobilized. I get another churn, and this is where I want to use my Purifying Pact. Now it has a 2-turn cooldown, the other one has a 1-turn cooldown. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do Spiritual Sight just so I can do a double damage buff on my Barbael from Cloud to see what more he can do. So now I'll do Pestilence to make him weak to special attacks. Honestly, wait, I should have kept the special based attack then so I can see how powerful it is. But it's fine, we can try again, we can try next time. Once again, I want everyone to remember, this is with no runes. Yeah, sure, he's rank 5, he's level 130. But oh my goodness, let's do Charge with Me. So now he has a double damage buff, he has his own trait buff, and let's see how powerful Purifying Pact is. It is now going to be dealing 60k, and it's also going to apply Sunburn and Ignition to everyone. Nice, very, very nice. So, like I said, he's weak to special based attacks. So I do have a special based attack that's a little weaker. However, with the enemy Panda Claws being weak to special attacks, it'd be a lot stronger. Maybe pushing 70k, maybe 80k. Let's see if I actually get a chance to use it. Let me recharge, but I lose my buff, I believe. Let's recharge again. Panda Claws is hit with all the DOT. His damage is reduced. He has DOTs from Pestilence. He has DOTs for my Barbael. Let's see what he does. Almighty Metal. Okay, not a big deal. Toymaster, is he going to die from DOTs? Yes, he is. So with Cloud, I think I'm just going to have to recharge. Charge with Me still isn't ready. And with Barbael, I once again have Spiritual Sight. It deals 50k, but keep in mind, this is without any buffs anymore. I lost my double damage buff. I lost the 50% buff from Samael. I still have my own trait buff, but I lost the main one. Let's go ahead and do Master of Blind just to utilize it. So look at that. Panda Claws is now total blinded. I get an immediate extra turn, and look, I even got my ultimate. Removes all negative and positive effects from all enemies, deals insane fire damage. Insane here being 38k. This is without any buffs. So let's actually see if I can save this. So I'm just going to go ahead and recharge. Sammy, can you give me a boost? You won't be able to give me a boost, unfortunately. I was hoping I can give myself a little boost. So we'll recharge again. And I guess I just have to use it. So this deals 40k almost with no buffs, with no runes. Wow. Talk about amazing. But the strange thing it also does, honestly, I just forgot about that. It also removes all positive and negative effects from the enemy. So that's why he lost all of his DOTs and negative effects and all of that stuff. So very interesting that it does that. I guess the assumption is if you were to do your ult, he's probably going to be wiping out the enemy monster, which should have been the case if I had strength runes, if I was buffed. And so we're going to be doing Purifying Pact, and then we're going to be doing my other skill, the 65 special base damage skill. And let's see, is he going to die? I think with DLTs he will. Sammy doesn't even really need to go. I can just recharge and it is game over. So what do you guys think of a rank 130 Barbael? Pretty darn powerful, right? Pretty darn powerful. Alright, let's go ahead and give this monster some runes. So the best strength rune I have is a level 9 rune, so we'll give him that. As for the secondary rune, well, I want to give him speed. I want to give him team speed. I don't really know what I want to give him. But if I do give him speed or team speed, it isn't really going to show much in the video, right? So I guess I'll just give him the level 4 rune, just to increase his damage output. And now let's see what he can do. So let me think of a potential combo I can do. Let's see. I know Reptile can do triple damage. And I need a monster that can do double damage, increased accuracy. What monsters do I want to utilize together? Reptile, Barbael, and someone else. Alright, and so I decided we're going to try Totem and Reptile. And so essentially why I chose these monsters is because they can buff my Barbael, while at the same time I can use Barbael to protect my team thanks to the Total Blind. So let's see how effective it is. I'm going to go ahead and Trait Disable, Dungeon Master, and Total Blind everyone else. So I'll do Trait Covenant, and there we go, everyone's total blinded. They're going to be missing their attacks. Even if they do positive buff skills, I'm fine with that. Barbael, I imagine by the end of this video is going to be doing a lot of damage. I gave him a level 9 rune, I gave him a level 4 strength rune. I wish I could have given him something better, but that's all I have to offer. The first thing I'm going to do with Totem is Mahu Mojo on my Barbael, which increases his damage by double. So it's essentially double damage, however it can even stack with double damage. What I'm going to do with Reptile is do Improve, which gives him double damage for 2 turns. So he essentially has like 2 double damage skills buffed on him. The reason you can actually stack these is because Totem isn't actually counted as double damage. It's its own separate little buff. It's actually called, I think, Damage Totem. Yeah, Damage Totem, it lasts for a total of 3 turns. It's 100% damage increase, just like double damage, except double damage normally lasts for 2 turns. So let's see how powerful I am now. Purifying Pact deals 36k. I'm actually going to do Master of Blind. So once again, immobilize everyone. And actually, that got rid of the Panda Clauses. They're dead. So now it's a 3 against 1 battle. Purifying Pact now deals 98k. What would happen? Did I look at it wrong last time? I'm pretty sure I saw 36k, now it's 98k. I still have the exact same buffs. Interesting. Spiritual Sight, I'm going to go ahead and do that skill. And just wait for the triple damage buff. And I still have one more buff I want to do on my monster. And actually, I'm just noticing my stamina is running low. So next I want to do Zombie Beat, which increases my damage by an extra 25%. And then I'm going to Glamorize with my Reptile. So let's see how powerful Barbael is going to be. This is with a level 9 rune, level 4 rune. And look at all those buffs. 200, 25, 125. It doesn't even add right. Let's actually check it out. Triple damage, damage totem, blessed totem. So I don't have a double damage buff from Reptile. I lost that. But let's see how powerful Purifying Pact is. 500, oh my gosh, 543,415. Wow, and it's going to apply the Sunburn and the Ignition. Is that going to get rid of Dungeon Master? Yes, it is. Dungeon Master is dead, pretty much with Barbael by himself. And then support with Totem and Reptile. That was so darn powerful. That was amazing. Oh my goodness, if you have this monster, future Titan events are going to be so fun and so much easier for you because you're going to be able to reach new heights of maximum damage against the Titans. Thanks to this trait giving an extra 50% buff at all times, like there's just so much you can pull off. And so now let's try a different team combination. I'm going to be using Egg Eater, Rossigon, and Barbael. Now, even though I have Barbael ruined to be an attacker, the way you could utilize them, what I'm going to try to showcase in this video, is mostly to showcase this monster as a monster that give team speed runes that you just have them to go last to total blind at the very end. So you would have a main denier, whether it be your Ruby, your Zyron the Ruby, your Kihaku, maybe you have one of the newer monsters, your Copycat, whoever you may have, you run your main denier, you run your main attacker, and then you run your Barbael to do support. But like I said, it's really hard to showcase it in this video just because of the way he's ruined and the fact that he's ranked up. It's kind of hard not to treat him like an attacker. But what you could do with this monster is at the very end, after you've immobilized, after the enemy has gone, you can do trait disable on the main threat. If they're still alive, you can total blind everyone. As you can see, it missed one of the Panda Colossus, that's fine. But if you're able to trait disable the main enemy threat, then you can move on to possessing eggs or doing some sort of possession skill. And that missed too, how unfortunate. Anyhow, considering there's no main threat, I'll do Old Holster's Momentum to apply double damage. And then I'll proceed to attack on the following turn. So I love this monster so much because he packs a punch, right? He definitely packs a punch, you can't argue against that. But aside from that, he can do so much denial. Like when I read his description or the announcement I shared from Social Point, they called him the best control monster in the game. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that. He's definitely super fast. Look at that, 131k, and I think all I have is a double damage buff. But yeah, I don't necessarily know if I agree with that. But what I do know for sure is that he's insanely fast and he does have a lot of total blinds. Actually, I gotta look through all of his skills because you might be able to give him like 3 total blind skills. I know he has 2 AoEs. No, yeah, he has 2 AoEs. Does he have a single? I'm not sure if he has a single, but he has 2 AoEs. And then he has a lot of ignition and sunburning. Wow, I can't get over how amazing this monster is. I'm gonna go ahead and do charge on Egg Eater. That way I can do possessing eggs one more time. And I know it's not fun not seeing me do player versus player because that's where you really get to see how effective a monster is. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the dungeons. Hopefully you still get to see Barbael for how effective he can be. I'm telling you guys, his trait is, at first glance, you might be thinking it's not that great. But considering it can stack with buffs already in the game, look at this. 122k, all I have is a double damage buff and my own trait supplementing me. I can do Master of Blind to blind them, to blind Dungeon Master if he was going to attack me next turn. But I don't need to because he's possessed. Because I was able to trait disable, and once I trait disabled, I'm able to deny, I'm able to immobilize. So I really can't get over how amazing he is. Is he as good as Gortok? I think that's a discussion people can have. I think it's a really hard discussion to have because I think they can both be kind of whatever they want. Gortok is really more of an anti-deny monster, whereas Barbael, I don't really see that. Now, of course, he has a skill that can remove negative effects, but you know, his trait doesn't protect him from all control effects. Whereas Gortok, on the other hand, I believe he even has an extra churn skill, so even if he was to get total blinded, and if you're controlling him, you just do your extra churn skill, and then you're fine, you can remove negative effects from your whole team. So even if you got total blinded, your team got total blinded, that's totally fine. Gortok is really powerful, but Barbael, he's powerful in his own way. The fact that he can give everyone a damage buff, the fact that he has super strong skills. Speaking of which, let's actually look at all of his skills. Because the fact of the matter is, contrary to popular belief, you don't always need to rank up this monster all the way to get his best skills. Sometimes you can do a combination of the skills from skills group 3 and below and skills group 4 to get a really good monster. And so I guess part of that is going to depend on when exactly he gets his skills from skills group 4. So let's see, Trait Treated disables trait on all enemies, applies Ignite to all enemies. That is such a good skill. Slight Crowd applies total blind and sunburn to all enemies. And so in my opinion, Sightless Crowd is a skill you definitely want to run. Even though it deals no damage, even though this monster has a high power, and he has this trait backing up his power output, The reason you actually want Sightless Crowd is because it's an AoE that deals no damage. When an AoE deals no damage, the effect always lands. The only way the skill won't land is if the enemy monster has a hardened trait or just something that blocks negative effects by X percentage. But when a skill deals damage, for example Trait Covenant, well then it's just your regular 90% accuracy skill, which means it has a 10% chance to miss, and you actually saw that against one of the Panda Claws. So Sightless Cloud is more effective for denying, for doing that total blind. So you total blind everyone and you sunburn. And as I already mentioned in the previous video, what I like about that is that even sunburn reduces accuracy by 15%. Anyhow, you can do total blind to immobilize for one turn. On the next turn you can do Trait Covenant to total blind again. And then if you're running Master Blind, and oh my gosh, I just realized he has 3 AoE total blind skills. He has Sightless Crowd, total blind and sunburn. Trait Covenant is a single trait disable and total blind. And then Master Blind is another total blind skill? 3 AoE total blind skills. What in the world? What in the world? And Master Blind gives him an extra turn, which means if you do Sightless Crowd on turn 1, Trait Covenant on turn 2, and then Master Blind on turn 3, thanks to that extra turn, that's going to reduce the cooldown on Sightless Crowd and Trait Covenant. So he might actually be the master of control because of all these total blinds, which again, no monster is immune to, and Trait Covenant actually trait disables. So even if a monster has some sort of trait that can block total blind, like a Harden, like a Bullwreck, like a Tough, like an artifact trait, it doesn't matter. You trait disable, then you total blind. Oh my goodness, am I just now starting to see how powerful he really is? And then again, Purifying Pact, massive fire damage, sunburn and ignite to everyone. Even if this monster has only 1 strength rune, that Purifying Pact is probably gonna OTK. And then also, as you saw at the very beginning of the video, he doesn't even need a strength rune. Just have a support monster that can give him double damage or triple damage, and you're gonna be good to go. So what else does he have? Massive special damage and can remove negative effects. So maybe if you're going a 3 speed route on this monster, maybe it'd be good to have 3 total blind skills and spiritual sight, because it's always useful to have some sort of skill that can remove negative effects, but it's also really not needed. Anyhow, let's go see what else he has. Heavy fire damage, sunburn and ignite to one enemy. Trait disable on one enemy. Burning redeem, heavy special damage to one enemy. Sunburn and ignite to one enemy. Heavy special damage. So all of these skills seem so lacky now that we've seen skills group 4. But going back to the skill set on this monster, I think there really is only one route, and that's to run all of the total blind skills. And then if you want, you can run the AoE trait disable, or you can run the really strong attack. Like I said, it really depends on when he actually gets these skills in skills group 4. Because as I mentioned previously, you get a particular skill on rank 1, a particular skill on rank 2, rank 3, and rank 4. So you can't get a random one like it was with Nemesis. It's just a particular skill during each rank. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see when exactly he gets these skills. But dang, Master Blind and Trait Covenant, they are truly powerful. And so then the last thing I want to check is his relics. He can hold a Trap Relic, which can mean so many great things for this monster. You can run the Pestilence Trap, which reduces the enemy's max HP by X amount depending on the level. You could also run the Oblation Trap, which if your monster was hit, it would reduce the stamina from all of the enemy monsters by X amount depending on the level. At max level, it can remove up to 108 stamina points from all of the enemies. This is when your life falls below 50%, by the way. And then for the shields, I personally don't have that many great shields, but if you're fortunate enough to have the Diamond Shield, the Tenacity Shield, that one at level 1, at the start of the battle, all of your allies gain 31,000 points of armor. So can you imagine having this monster? He gives all of your monsters a damage buff. He has a 35% accuracy to not get hit with negative effects. If you have a Tenacity Shield leveled up, which really it just applies to like the elite group of players, then your whole team gets an extra 31k shield. He's hard to take down. He can keep doing total blinds against you. You might not be able to immobilize him. He's a huge threat because he gives a buff to all of his allies. This monster, Warmaster Barbael, is truly worthy of being a Warmaster in my opinion. And I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about Warmaster Barbael? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Do you think he's too powerful? Do you think he's not powerful enough? Do you think Gortok is a better Warmaster, or do you think Barbael is a better Warmaster? Let me know in the comments below. Let's start a discussion. Who's better? Who's worth going for right now? Or is it still worth waiting for the other Warmasters? Which I think is an obvious yes. Considering these two Warmasters, at least from my experience, they are just incredible. I am so curious what is going to happen with the other Warmasters, the other elements. The dark element, the nature, the water, the thunder. Can you imagine the thunder Warmaster? What is going to be of that monster? Is it going to have anticipation trait, extra turn skills, anticipation to the anticipation trait? Like, I don't know. Is it maybe going to get 2 turns for every time a monster has extra turn skills? I have no idea. The world of Monster Legends, the possibilities are serious endless. You know what? Let's start a discussion too. Let's start random conspiracies. What do you think the future Warmasters are going to have in terms of their trait? What are they going to do? Do you think the dark one is going to provide immunity to possession to your whole team? Like, considering the fire one, I think this one just threw me for a curveball. This never even crossed my mind, that we would have a monster that would just do damage boost to all of the team. So what's going to happen in the future? Is there going to be a monster that does like gives an extra 35% chance to not get hit with negative effects? I don't know. Let's just start talking about it in the comments. Let me know. Whatever you guys, just let me know in the comments below. And I want to remind everyone once again, if you're new to my channel, if you're new to Monster Legends, if you saw this video somehow randomly, if you've been taking a break from Monster Legends and you seem like this is a game you want to play, then go ahead and check in the description below. There's a link that you can click on and it'll send you right to download Monster Legends, and then you can start playing with all of us and you can join the Monster Legends community. And then of course I want to give a huge thanks to Social Point for letting me use Barbael to make this video so I can showcase Barbael for all of you guys. And so just like the last time, be sure to give a huge thanks to Social Point, that way we can continue to make videos together.